Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'll talk about access modifier. That is the continuation of lecture 5. This is part 2. So access modifier in C#, we can have it for data field and we can have access modifier for the methods. We have 5 access modifier in C#. The public. Public is accessible anywhere within the class or outside the class. It could be a public data or a public method. Now we do have a protected modifier. If you have a protected method that is available, you can access within the class and also in the inherited class, in the child class. So you can access the protected one. Similarly, we do have an internal modifier. Internal modifier is also available. You can access the method or access the data within the class as well as within the program. A program that has public static void main method. That's what I'm talking about, the program. Now, we do have a protected internal. This protected internal is available in the derived class, any child class, and also available in the program class as well. And we do have a private access modifier. That this private access modifier is only available within the class. If the method is private, you cannot access outside the class. Similarly, if the data is private, you cannot access outside the class. Now, let's see the example of this access modifier. So, for example, we have a class A. So, let me create a class A.cs. So this is a public class A. In this class, I have like different modifier, variable with different access modifier. So for example, I have a D1, this is equal to 1, and then I have another one that is protected integer. This is protected internal. Integer D2, which is equal to D2, value is 2. Then we have like protected integer D3, the value is 3. And then we have internal integer D4 is equal to 4. And then we have like private integer D5, equal to 5. So if I just give a space equivalent to this one, so everybody will be more clear. Oops. So this is my class A that has different variables, and now I create a public class that is my static void main, not the class, the main method. And then I say, okay, I have an A object is equal to new A. So I created the object of the A class. And then I will create a B class, and I need the object of the B class as well. Let's see that B is equal to new B, and integer, I have an integer method I is equal to 0. You can say, or maybe just like that. And I say I is equal to, now I would like to go for A dot D1 plus A dot D2 plus A dot D3 plus a dot d4 plus a dot d5, okay, plus that's it. And then I will be having like system dot console dot write, and that is my I is equal to, this is I, and I close my program and I close my class. Now this is just one class, and we'll see if we can access all of them within the same class in the main program. So we should be accessing all these variables because we are still in the same program, but I just want to show you guys. Okay, now we have some issues. Okay, since we did not created we don't have the B class, so we should not be creating the B class object. So now everything is all set. I can go with the run a program, and I see we have I is equal to 15. So if you add all of them, so basically we have no error message. So all the variables are accessible within the same class, whether it's a public, protected internal, protected or internal, or just private. Now let's create another class, that is what we call class B, and in this one we have public integer d6, and that has a value of 6. Okay, and then let's close this one. And now what I can do is I can go up there and I can say okay plus b dot d6, and here I can create the variable of b object. So this class has only one variable, and then I'm creating the object of this class, and I'm accessing d6 with the help of this b object, and I say plus d6. Now it should be 15 plus 6, it should be 21. So let me create let me compile the program. Oh, namespace cannot be directly contain members such as, okay, so we are having some problem here. So it should be small class or maybe public. Okay, and then we can compile the program again. Okay, line 17 has an issue. This is my 17 line, public class B, that is there, and then we have public integer d6 is equal to this, and then I close my class. So I should not be having any issue because this public class is having one variable. Okay, what is the problem? Expected class. Oh, this should be a small c. I'm sorry for that. So there you go. And now I can just go for I is equal to 21. So it means public variable from another class is also accessible. Okay. Now what we can do is, now in this class, I'm having public static void main method. So let me copy all of this code in this class. Okay. So and now if I compile, I should be having problem in this class. And let me remove this method from this class. Okay. Instead of removing, why not I can put a comment on that. So this is all in comments. So at least now I can see. So now my main method is in the B class, and I'm going to use the A class variable. Like I was doing before. Okay, so if you see here, a.d3 is not accessible. A.d3 is not accessible. As I mentioned in my lecture, d3 is not accessible. Reason? Because it is protected, and protected is only accessible if I inherit the A class. Since I am not inheriting the A class, so protected is not accessible from here. So let me remove the d3 from this calculation. Okay, now what is the next part? A.d5 is not accessible due to the protection level. Oh, d5, what is d5? Oh, it is private. Okay, so I have to remove the D5 from the calculation as well because I cannot access it. Let's compile it again. Now, he says, warning, the D5 is assigned, but it is never used. Okay, no problem. This is in the line 6. But we don't care. So let's run it. And you see now, this is 13. Because 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 4, 7 plus 6 is 13. So that is how we can do that. Now, let me teach you something else. For example, I have this program. Now, if you see, in this class, I have a main method. And in this class, I'm also having a main method. And they're all in one program, that is a.cs. So how we can say that, please compile this program and run the a method, main method. So for that matter, what I have to say is I'll be using CSC, and then I say, okay, the main method from a class, main method from a class. So this is the command that it will compile the program, but it will use the main method from a class. And you see that it compiled successfully. I can run the a program. I got 21. Now, I want to compile the same program and I say use the b main method. Main method is b. Press enter, and if I run a now, so it will give me a different result like 13. You see that? So this time it is running this b method. Before it was running this method. So this is another example. Now let me have another program and I say c.cs. Now in c.cs, this is another program, and what I'm going to do is I will be having like, public class c, and this class extends a. Okay, and now in this class what I'm going to do is let me copy and paste the code to be a little bit fast. And then I'll explain you the code. So what I did in this class, I extended a class, inherited a class, and now I have a main method. In this main method, I got an a object and the object of C class, and I'm trying to add, now if you see here, so D1 is accessible. Let me see what is D1. Okay, because now in this method, in this class, I cannot access D, and D1 is accessible because it is public, that is fine. D2 is accessible because it is protected and internal. So because of the protection, it is coming to this class, so I can access this one, very nice. D3 is accessible because it is protected, that is why I can access this one. D4 is not accessible because this does not belong to the same within the same class. This is a different class and a separate class. That is why internal doesn't show up in this program, but it will show up in this program, in this main method, which comes within the same program. So this is a different thing now. And D5, because it is private, so it is not accessible here. So my answer should be 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. So let me save it. Let me compile the C program, CSC, C.cs. And now I have to tell, he says, I'm not sure about the A. So I have to tell this program that, okay, the reference is a.exe. Okay, because this program is A and I have the exe file for these both of the program. So I can say a.exe is my reference and compile this program with this reference. So let's try that. So I got a warning message, that is fine. Oh, we can remove this warning message. He says, this C main method is hiding method from the main class for this one. So this method is hiding this method. So what should we do? He said you can use the new keyword. If you really want to hide and you don't want this warning message, so you can say that, okay, this is a new keyword. You can just write it new keyword. And even if you don't write, it's okay. It will give you so let me write it without and see. I got the warning message. If I run the C program, And you see that I got 6 values because D4 is not accessible and D5 is not accessible, and you got this one. Now let me compile with the new keyword, public new static void main. So now I should not be getting this warning message. You see that? Now I'm not getting the warning message, and the result is same. If I compile C program, it should be same. So that's it for today. Kafara majlis. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.